Climate change is a change in a region's climate that occurs over a long period of time. This can be caused by natural events such as volcanic activity and by humans. Today, the climate change event that we are experiencing is global warming. This is the biggest environmental threat to our world today and is caused by increased CO2 emissions. Over the past decade, climate change due to human activity has been an extremely controversial topic. However, scientists around the world have found that the increase in atmospheric and ocean temperatures is directly related to the increase in CO2 levels due to human activity. A number of governments, including our own, have tried to hide this inconvenient fact from us, and many people in our community today remain uneducated about the potentially devastating effects of global warming. Our job is to educate people about this crisis so that something can be done to help save our future planet. Some options we considered when developing our project were the effects that glacier melting will have on water availability for Portland, the effects of increased water temperature on northwest salmon survival, the effects of polar ice cap melting on sea levels, and the effects of climate change on our local agricultural industry. We chose to study the effects of climate change on our local winemaking industry and compared it to Napa Valley in California and the wine-growing regions of Australia. We felt that the effects of climate change on the wine industry in Oregon would be extremely important for our region and would be a great indicator of the health of agribusiness in Oregon. Oregon alone has over 300 wineries, and the production of wine has grown to over 1.5 million cases annually. This provides about 9,000 jobs and contributes about $1.4 billion per year to the Oregon economy. Our local region is world-renowned for its production of Pinot Noir and Pinot Gris wines. These grapes thrive in our current mild climate in Oregon with cool, wet winters and warm, dry summers. We do not experience much in the way of extreme temperatures. Most of the rainfall that we experience is outside of the growing season, and we rarely get freezing temperatures. To discover more about our local wine industry, we visited a local vineyard called Elk Cove in Gaston, Oregon, which is about 15 miles away from our town of Banks. We asked them a series of questions. We also phone interviewed 3 different California wineries in the Napa Valley area, along with emailing 2 wineries in Australia, and compared the results. The most striking observation that we made was that the vineyards in California and Oregon grow different varieties of grapes, and that the vineyards in Australia grow varieties from both regions. We were very curious about this fact. When talking to the vintners, we found that California and Oregon have similar growing seasons, with the bud break starting around March, blossoming in May, and harvesting in October. And Australia has a growing season starting with bud break in September, blossoming in December, and harvest in late March. However, one of the major differences that we found was that California is generally warmer than Oregon, Victoria, and Tasmania. Different grapes do better at different temperatures. Grapes that are grown in warmer climates produce higher levels of sugar. The higher sugar levels will increase the alcohol content of the wine. The maximum percentage of alcohol in wine by law is 14%, so increasing it would require that the wine be diluted, which would alter the quality of the wine. Right now, Oregon is known for quality wines, and thus decreasing this quality would tarnish our reputation and would negatively affect our economy. If the temperatures in Oregon continue to rise due to global warming, it has been suggested by Dr. Gregory Jones from SOSU that the quality of the Pinot grapes would be adversely affected. So the wine industry in Oregon needs to develop both short and long-term solutions to this huge problem. In our phone interviews, we learned that California areas were already being affected by the incline in temperatures, and the majority of them are growing warmer weather grapes, including Merlot, Cabernet, and Chardonnay. To do this in Oregon as a short-term solution, we would need to replace the Pinot vine stock, which would be extremely expensive. Plus, it takes vine stocks 5 years to mature and produce grapes. Alternatively, new vines could be grafted onto existing vines, but this is also very costly. The long-term solutions to slow global warming must include a reduction in CO2 emissions on a global scale. Recently, 30 Oregon wineries accepted Governor Kulongoski's carbon neutral challenge. The aims are to reduce energy waste, then calculate the carbon emissions and develop a carbon reduction plan to include alternative energy sources such as solar power and conversion to ethanol or biodiesel. The last step will be to buy carbon offsets for any portion that cannot be reduced. The Oregon wine industry is known for its green winemaking practices, and the Stoller Winery in Oregon was the first winery in the U.S. to be deemed green. We truly applaud them for their efforts. However, it's not enough to reduce global warming. We have to do something about this issue on a global scale. We all need to help by going green and educating others. There are a variety of different things you can do to go green. It starts with doing simple little things, such as turning off the lights when you leave the room. You can also do a number of advanced things to help, such as installing alternative energy to your house or by purchasing a hybrid car. To this end, as part of our long-term solution, we have created Going Green calendars. Each month gives a suggestion of something you can do to help reduce your carbon footprint. While it's not going to be easy, our future is definitely worth it.
It's not that easy being green, having to spend each day the color of the leaves, when I think it could be nicer being red or yellow or gold or something much more colorful like that. It's not that easy being green. It seems you blend in with so many other ordinary things. And people tend to pass you over because you're not standing out like flashy sparkles in the water or stars in the sky. But green's the color of spring. And green can be cool and friendly like. And green can be big like an ocean, or important like a mountain, or tall like a tree. When green is all there is to be, it could make you wonder why, but why wonder, I'm green, and it'll do fine. It's beautiful, and I think it's what I want to be.